Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a day all devoted to love and the art in working with our potions and spells for it. But first, some things I did over the weekend in my own personal practice. Imbolc was last week, and as Loki would say, never be certain that your plans for anything are 100%. Chaos happens, and it did. My home was under renovations and repairs right over Imbolc, and with the people coming in and out of the house to do the work, I just could not spread out all of my fun Imbolc decorations and candles, nor could I do the actual candle making work and bread baking witchcraft on Thursday night like I had originally planned. For that matter, I couldn't do it on Friday either. So the weekend it was. And with that, it was just fine, and I made it work. The home got the repairs that were so desperately needed, which I feel really good about. And you know what? My workings still happened, just not on the exact day that I had planned them for. Now, on my journey to continue to recognize signs, I had a really big one last weekend. I woke up with a cat claw under my pillow that I did not place under my pillow. So only one of my cats, my fluffy rescue, Fosterfail Ragnar, he sleeps up by my head. So I completely know whose claw it was. And it happened to be there right after a night of really vivid dreams and activity. I know who I was dreaming about, for at least one of the dreams. And I completely believe the claw was left right there under my pillow to protect me while I was dreaming. And I thought that was super cool. Now, most of my weekend was actually spent in my home. It was really stormy on Sunday. So I started a fire in the fireplace around 7:30 in the morning and tended to it all day long. I was pretty sure the high winds and rain would knock power out at some point. So, I wanted that base warmth to fill the home and be sustainable for as long as I needed it. I am such a homebody, and this type of weather is just perfect for me. I love it, other than maybe worrying about the birds and if everybody's okay, all my crows. But overall, I love it. Now, love is a good word to use right now since we are officially in February, and love is in the air. So let's move over to today's podcast episode, which is all about love and the spells and potions we can use with it. Love potions and spells are often created using ingredients like rose petals, lavender, and rose quartz crystals. They are used to enhance romantic feelings, attraction, and best of all, our own self-love. But how do we do them? How do we create them? And you know what? With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I thought this would be a good placeholder for today's episode. It is completely by chance that this is episode number 69. Did not plan it that way. And I also recognize that this topic in itself is a little cliche, right? Especially talking about it right before Valentine's Day. And you know what, real quick? Yes, Valentine's Day is a commercially made-up holiday of sorts. Really, it's not even a holiday. Banks are open, government agencies are open. It's just a day. I'm not totally sure about the connection with Lupercalia either. I have read many conflicting stories on this, so I thought it might be best just to read off real quick, verbatim, directly from the Wikipedia site about Lupercalia. So it says, Lupercalia, also known as Lupercal, was a pastoral festival of ancient Rome observed annually from February 13th through the 15th to purify the city, promoting health and fertility. Lupercalia was also known as Dies Februtas after the purification instruments called Februa, the basis for the month named Februarius. You know what? Just to keep it even, let's take the Wikipedia definition of Valentine's Day, and again, I'm going to quote directly from that site. It says, Wikipedia says, Valentine's Day, also called Saint Valentine's Day, or the Feast of Saint Valentine, is celebrated annually on February 14th. It originated as a Christian feast day, honoring a martyr named Valentine, and through later folk traditions, it has also become a significant cultural, religious, and commercial celebration of romance and love in many regions of the world. So there we have it. But how does this translate into our practices and craft? Love potions and spells can be used at any time, right? Valentine's Day or not. And yes, I do think the majority are created with intentions of enhancing romantic feelings. So the tie, and the association to a romantic calendar day is really easy to make. Let's talk about self-love spells and potions first. And spoiler alert, I am so passionate about this topic, the witch's self-care and self-love, that I will be doing an episode completely on it. And really, I think any relationship is going to be a strain and a challenge until we master that first. It's hard to love someone else when we can't first love ourselves. So take the time, do what's needed, put yourself first, and give yourself all of the love that you absolutely deserve. Second area, probably romance, right? A love spell or potion for romance is something we can create to influence romantic feelings or attract love. In this area, we are looking to either, enhance existing relationships, attract a new romantic partner, or maybe even rekindle a past flame. So I'm going to say it once, in my personal opinion, it's that we cannot force somebody to love us. I don't care how badass of a witch you are. I personally believe in free will. Now, do we have powers to enhance things? Yep. Do we have powers to create opportunities for romance? Yes. Can all of this be a little tricky? Yes, yes, and yes. So let's start with intention, as I think this is going to generate the most energy in our workings, love spells, or any spell. What your initial thoughts are, what your goal and outcome is, all of it matters. Even if there is just a sprinkle of anger, resentment, or a splash of jealousy that comes through in the intention, whether you meant for it, to or not, the spell is going to be tainted and will more than likely not turn out as wished. Now, what about spells and potions for love at the office? You probably just laughed, right? Off the top of your head, you're going to think love in the workplace is not appropriate. But if we remove the romantic element from it, it becomes very appropriate for our jobs. The benefits of making love spells and potions for the office are many and can have a true positive impact on our work environments. First, overall morale. A loving and supportive work environment can boost employee morale. When people feel appreciated and valued, they are more likely to be motivated and engaged in their own personal work. More love at the office can mean increased levels of collaboration. Love and positive relationships foster a sense of unity and teamwork. They just absolutely do. Employees are more likely to collaborate and share ideas when they feel a sense of camaraderie and trust. Stress reduction. Especially after my January at work, love and support in the workplace really can help reduce levels of stress. When employees feel a sense of belonging and know that they can rely on their colleagues, it really does create a more relaxed and positive atmosphere. And love encourages being open and honest and that type of communication. When there's a foundation of trust and understanding, I think employees are more likely to express their ideas, their concerns, and give feedback, which overall leads to great and better office communication. Now, a workplace that promotes love and positive relationships is more likely to retain its employees. When people enjoy their work environment, they are less likely to seek employment elsewhere. That's natural. If you are a business owner like me and have your own, quote unquote, dream crew like I do right now, employee retention is high on the goal list. Another reason to bring love spells and potions into the office, well, employees who feel supported and valued are likely to be just overall more productive. A positive work environment can boost motivation, creativity, the overall performance of individuals and teams. A loving workplace can contribute to better mental health for employees. Feeling appreciated and connected to fellow colleagues helps reduce feelings of being isolated and contributes to a more overall positive outlook. And don't forget your clients and customers. A workplace where employees feel loved and supported is likely to extend these positive attitudes to your clients and customers. This, of course, is going to enhance customer relationships and contribute just to a positive reputation for the company. Every business wants that. So yes, love for the work and office may seem silly at first, but it's not. It's very much needed. In fact, I think it's needed just as much as self-love and romantic love. All right, let's grab our love potion supplies and review some of the more typical things that we'll be working with or that we can work with. First one, roses. Now, specifically red and pink roses are probably one of the first things that comes to mind, right? That's for good reason. The association between red and pink roses and love has a deep historical and cultural roots, many that are traced back to ancient Greek and Roman mythology, where roses were linked to various goddesses of love and beauty, such as Aphrodite and Venus. Now, the red color of the rose, in particular, became a symbol of deep passion and desire with them. According to Greek mythology, the goddess Aphrodite accidentally pricked herself on a white rose's thorn, and her blood turned the flower red. This transformation represented the idea of love and desire taking root. Now, we also have the connection with pink and red roses with our historical poets, writers, artists, that have all contributed to the symbolism of, the red and pink roses as a representation of love. Even going back to medieval times, troubadours and courtly love traditions popularized the association between red roses and romantic love. Now, in the Victorian era, which is a time and language of flowers known as florography, I think, the roses gained a bunch of popularity. Red roses in particular became a prominent symbol of love and passion then. They were often exchanged as tokens of affection and featured prominently in romantic gestures. So it's no surprise today, I think, that we deeply connect pink and red roses still with love and our potions and spells. Now, when using roses in our workings, really this can be in any form. Dried rose petals, ground rose petals, even the whole flower itself. Now, I have not used the stem in any workings nor the thorns on them, so if that is something you have personally dabbled with, let me know how you used it and how it went. Let's see, cinnamon. Yes, I know, it's another go-to of mine, but I really do like cinnamon when doing love spells. Cinnamon has many of the properties I associate love with, passion with, and positive energy with. So think about warmth and passion and using cinnamon to invoke the warmth of romantic feelings. For attraction, think about how cinnamon attracts positive energy and affection. Think about the personal magnetism, to draw a love into our lives. Cinnamon has a little kick to it too, an elevated level of spice and, happiness, if you will. And yes, the counterpart to this could be a shortened love cycle. Cinnamon enhances almost like that fire element does. So you may not want to associate something going too fast and then losing steam when working with love, but I really do like cinnamon with this one. Vanilla. Vanilla has been associated with love and attraction for a while now. I think the wonderful scent of vanilla, and I think of it being warm, I think of it being sweet and inviting, and it honestly has been used in perfumes and aromatherapy to create that comforting smell. Working vanilla into our rituals or potions, I think, can enhance feelings of love and intimacy and sensuality. Also, rosemary. I know you probably just went, what? But yeah, think of the protective elements in rosemary that will help keep us safe with any of our workings, including our love and potion spells. So candles are a big one. Right back to our red and pink colors. Honestly, I personally think white works here too. Candle magic is generally or widely used in our practice for many things, right? But love and magic spells is certainly going to be one of them. Now, color magic plays a big role in our candle magic, as we typically are not, just grabbing a candle to do work with. We are grabbing a very specific color of candle. Now, I know there was a previous episode I talked about color magic on, and honestly, I can't think of it right now, but I'll do a real quick recap on the color red and the color pink, just so we have it front and center. So the color red is usually associated with heightened emotions, intensity, and arousal. In our own human biology, the color red has been shown to stimulate and increase our heart rate and blood pressure. So these physical reactions certainly align with the passionate and intense feelings often associated with love. Now, in the movie 50 Shades of Grey, the toy room was red for a reason. And nature has it too. In nature, red is often associated with powerful and vital elements, like, red roses, which are commonly, as just talked about, associated with love. They are vibrant and they are visually striking. Now, of course, this has been reinforced over years and years of us associating red roses with love too. But still, just like with the Greeks and the Romans, red was associated with the goddess of love and beauty. Now, in Chinese culture, red is traditionally associated with luck and happiness, and it is often used in weddings to symbolize love and prosperity. So there's no doubt colors have a psychological and emotional effect on individuals. Therapy rooms are even usually, in colors that are really soft and calming. Restaurants and bars have a theme, but red or that big red color is often perceived as bold and powerful and usually evokes some pretty strong emotions with it. Now, pink is a little softer, right? It's a lighter shade of red, but it's still a color traditionally associated with love and passion. The gentle and romantic qualities of pink make it, a fitting symbol for the more tender, maybe, and affectionate aspects of love. Now, in Western cultures, the color pink is often associated with femininity, nurturing, and sweetness. These qualities are also closely linked to expressions of love and care, especially when it comes to relationships. Pink is in nature too, particularly in flowers like cherry blossoms, peonies, my favorite, and roses. Flowers often give an expression of love and contribute to that overall association of romantic sentiments. And we certainly see pink during the month of February. We've got pink hearts, pink Valentine's cards, on and on. I'll say another thing to pull when doing our spells and potions is going to be the rose quartz crystal. This is our love stone. This is our heart stone. Its beautiful pink hue is symbolically linked with love, compassion, and tenderness. Rose quartz is believed to have, kind of that soothing and calming energy that helps in healing emotional wounds. So it is often used to promote our own personal emotional well-being, our own personal self-love, and forgiveness. That happens to be a big part of my Valentine's Day this year. Now, the rose quartz crystal is often used to open and activate the heart chakra, which again is associated with love and compassion. Now, by doing so, it is thought to attract love and deepen existing relationships. The energy of the rose quartz is said to encourage self-love and self-acceptance. So it's believed to help, individuals, recognize their own worth and foster a positive relationship with themselves. Speaking of positive relationships, the rose quartz is associated with attraction of positive energy, which helps us in creating, harmonious and loving atmospheric type energy at home. And this can be beneficial in both personal relationships and general well-being, right? The calming energy of the rose quartz is thought to help balance and harmonize emotions. And we all know there is no perfect relationship. It takes work and it takes effort from both sides. So I think the rose quartz can be used, to soothe feelings of anger maybe in your relationship, resentment or tension, and to help foster a more loving and compassionate outlook. So it's not just about the rose quartz, although I do think that is the one that's going to be the more popular stone or crystal that we use. But we also have amethyst, the beautiful garnet, lapis lazuli, emeralds, moonstone, which I just talked about in last week's episode. So we've got the ruby and, of course, pink topaz. For the garnet, this deep red stone is thought to inspire passion, devotion, and commitment. It may also enhance sensuality and stimulate feelings of love and desire. So it really is going to be a good stone to bring into our love potions and spells. A pink tourmaline is often used to promote love, joy, and emotional healing, and is thought to stimulate feelings of love and compassion. So this is another really good option. And hey, it's not always about red and pink stones, right? The emerald stone is traditionally associated with rebirth and love, but the emerald is believed to also enhance unity, loyalty, and unconditional love. It's associated with the heart chakra also, and can help strengthen romantic bonds. Now, lapis lazuli, that's a good one too. This is a deep blue gemstone with golden flecks of pyrite that have many associations with it. While it might not be specifically known for its direct connection to romantic love, it does reach out to love kind of in broader ways. Lapis lazuli is sometimes thought to enhance communication skills, right? Clear, honest communication, that's going to be essential in any relationship. And improved communication can certainly help contribute to understanding and empathy between partners. Now, the calming energy of lapis lazuli is also believed to bring about a sense of harmony and serenity. So again, for relationships, creating a calm and balanced environment will help promote positive interactions and deeper connections. Lapis lazuli is linked to the throat chakra, I believe, which is associated with self-expression. Now, enhancing self-expression can be beneficial in expressing one's feelings and needs within a relationship, right? So that lapis lazuli stone that's associated with emotional healing and is thought to help release, stress and tension is going to be great when working with our love potions and spells. Emotional well-being is core in our healthy and loving relationships always. I also wanted to mention day of the week energy, doing our spells and potions. For this, I would say Friday is our day, and our goddess is going to be Freya. Again, not playing favorites. Who are we getting? Of course I do. Monday, Moonday might be at the top for me, but Freya's Friday is right there with her. Now, the planet for Friday is Venus, and we all know what that means. It means love. So for Freya, though, she is the Norse goddess of love and beauty and fertility. She is the goddess of war and battle, and abundance and witchcraft. So Freya travels on a beautiful chariot led by 2 cats and wears a Bringensman necklace and a coat of falcon feathers. And she is accompanied by her boar. Now, Freya's cloak of falcon feathers allows her to shapeshift into a bird. Freya grants magic to help with spell work and is said to have taught the actual art of magic to Odin, the Allfather. Now, love spells and potions can be done on any day of the week, but if you really are looking for that extra punch, that extra love energy, Friday is going to be your day to do it. Now, see, working with the moon and love spells, and this one's probably going to be a little bit more obvious. We certainly do not want to do a love spell or make a love potion during a waning moon. That is a time when we are releasing and letting go. Working with love and the moon phases, I would say either the new moon, that first sliver of moonlight, be sure you see a sliver, it's not actually the dark moon phase, but use that time for new love, and then use the waxing phase for everything else. Waxing is when we are gaining energy, we are gaining momentum, and just like, we want our love to grow, that's when we can work with the love potions and spells. So certainly there are other things we can pull to use in our love spells and potions. It does not need to be all about roses, the color red and pink, cinnamon, candles, crystals, and stones. Love magic has some definite correspondences that we can tap into that include flowers, essential oils, and foods, but we can work with those or be creative. Right? The best part of our craft is trial and error and coming up with our own personal concoctions that complement our own personal practice. Okay, we've talked about some good ingredients and tools that we can use in our love potions and spells, but what do we do with the supplies now? How do we combine them? So I'm going to grab a couple because, I know most of us in our practice, we don't share our specific steps that we personally do ourselves, but I do want to share some general things that we can do. Now, I haven't mentioned this with our supplies yet, but poppets are pretty big for love spells. If you know what a voodoo doll is, that is pretty much a poppet. And side note, voodoo dolls, ironically, do not play a big part or much of any part in the actual practice of voodoo, I learned. But most people know what one is. So if nothing still comes to mind, a poppet basically it's like a small human-ish shaped doll or figure used in our magic and ritualistic practices. Poppets are pretty common in folk magic, our witchcraft, of course, and other esoteric type traditions. So they are typically made from materials such as cloth or clay, wax maybe, or some other natural substance. Now, the actual purpose of a poppet will vary depending on the intention, of course, with the person creating it. For our love and romance spells, the poppet will represent the object of our affection, and then from there we add rituals or add symbolic items to the poppet to attract or strengthen romantic feelings. Now, actual potions and infusions, I love these. This is when we get to mix our essential oils with our herbs and create our own personal blend unique to the exact spell we need. Now, a lot of these call for, balancing the mixture out with alcohol, something without color or smell like vodka. If you do choose this method, you really are going to need to let the mixture infuse or steep for a good 5 weeks. Kind of like, steeping our tea blends in water for a little bit before you drink it. You really need to let the ingredients do their thing before using it. Now, for a quicker process, you can use a blending tool like coconut oil. This is what I usually do. If you can, grab 100% organic fractionated coconut oil. That's really going to help. That's personally what I like. Get the good stuff. Same with the vodka for that matter. Don't, get the good stuff for your workings. Some other things we can do, attraction bath for self-love. Oh, yes, please. There are so many areas we can pamper ourselves when it comes to that self-love element. But baths are a great one. And bath rituals can be so personal, so unique and tailored right to your individual needs. We have salts, maybe some pink Himalayan bath salts, bubbles, essential oils, herbs, all that we can gather, to add specific elements into the water. We have candles that we can light while we're taking our bath, music we can play, and many, many things that will help contribute to the mood that we are setting and the intention we are giving in the name of self-love and self-care. This is a moment for you, just you, to nurture and care for your emotions, your physical self, and your well-being. And you know what? If you make your own bath salts, you can make an extra batch and give it to your best friend on Valentine's Day for friendship love. We should certainly be celebrating that one too, right? And encouraging our close friends to remember and tend to their own self-care. That truly, I think, is an act of love. Okay, let's see what else. We've got, candle love spell. That's going to be pretty generic, but definitely useful. Grab a pink or red candle since we are working with love, passion, desire, romantic relationships. Grab your candle holder and a lighter, maybe a piece of paper and a pen. Before you begin the actual spell, take a moment to clearly define your intention for the love spell. Be specific. Focus on positive outcomes and think about attracting love into your life or enhancing an existing relationship. Find a quiet and comfortable space where you won't be disturbed. For me, this usually does include a place away from my animals, especially when flames are involved. But place, the red or pink candle in a candle holder, and on the piece of paper, write down your intention for the love spell. Again, be specific and be positive in your wording. Hold the candle in your hands and visualize the energy of love and passion surrounding it. Focus on your intention and infuse the candle with your positive desires. Fold the piece of paper towards you with your written intention and place it under the candle holder. Light the candle, and as it burns, continue to focus on your intention. Feel that warmth and that energy associated with the color red or the color pink. And while your candle is burning, express gratitude for the love and the positive energy that you are attracting into your life. Visualize your intention coming to fruition. Let the candle burn completely down if possible. I have always found this to help my personal spells when working with fire, but I totally understand. Life happens. I get it. The size of your candle will help tremendously with this part, though. Kitchen witchcraft for love. Oh, yes, of course. Baking and cooking for the ones we love is always an act of love. But when we mix something specific like a heart sigil, love potion, or love spell, it really does become magical. These, along with our baking and cooking skills, can produce some fun, easy, and loving things to incorporate for self-love rituals, romantic rituals, and even corporate love rituals. I'm definitely going to be baking something for the girls in my office. Now, I am not sure yet what I'll be doing on Valentine's Day this year. For me personally, I am not seeing anyone. I am not romantically involved in the moment, so I believe I'll be focusing my own personal care, my own personal health, and my own personal thoughts on my own self-love journey. So, I don't know. I might do a love spell. I might. But for now, I do have a love poem written just for this podcast. If you would like to stay for that, hold on, and I will be right back. All right, my February love poem. And it goes. The power of hope and love I hold, for me and those I've secretly told. And like the water, earth, and air, to you I give my love and share. The fae and fairies call to me, and sing a song of love to be. Spells are cast with Freya's heart, while Cupid aims his trusty dart. For me and those whom I have told, the power of love they each behold. And on this February stormy day, to you I give my heart away. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you know how deeply honored I am that you come back and listen to me each week and that you are a part of Witchy Work Wishes. Next Wednesday is actually Valentine's Day. I think it's Wednesday. So my topic is going to be back with our plant magic series and continuing our theme of love and talking about working with roses and rosebud magic. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend, and I'll talk with you next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.